You've probably heard the idea or the phrase that the riches are in the niches. So, how do you pick a profitable niche, or sometimes we pronounce it niche? How do you niche down into something that is going to make money or has a very good chance of doing that? Well, today I'm actually going to tell you 6 very profitable niches for starting an online business. I'm going to give you real examples, and I'm going to tell you some of the principles behind finding a profitable niche that you can make money in. So the first niche that we're going to talk about is the creator economy niche. This is where you're going to be servicing an audience and customers that are specifically content creators of some kind. And one of the reasons that this is very profitable is because the creator economy is something that people are just starting to legitimize and normalize. If you ask a lot of young people, especially people between the ages of 18 to 25, what they want to do as a career, how do they want to make a living, a large amount of them are going to say that they want to be an online content creator or influencer. And this is an extremely profitable niche. And that doesn't mean you're going to make content about how to grow a YouTube channel or how to blow up on TikTok. What it does mean is you have the opportunity to start an online business that could actually service content creators through things like video editing and production. Or you could work specifically with podcasters and niche down to specifically podcasters. And you could be doing audio editing for them or making templates that help with audio presets or any number of things. You could be helping with video creators in terms of creating After Effects templates and selling those as a digital product. Or like I said, you could go more service-based, which could include coaching, consulting, or handling the editing or production of their online content. And like I said, you could even niche down to specific platforms like YouTube, podcasting, or Instagram, or TikTok. So there's a lot of variety and opportunity within this, and there are a lot of different ways that you can use this to build a business. The second profitable niche we're going to talk about is the family and lifestyle niche. And I think if you do decide that you're going to become a content creator instead of work for them, that this could be an extremely lucrative niche because there's going to be a lot of opportunities for sponsorships, affiliate marketing, and even your own products and service, because you can actually find sub niches within family and lifestyle to cater to. This is also going to have a huge buying audience because frankly, if you have a family, well, consumerism is par for the course here. You're going to be buying a lot of things, and that variety is where the opportunity lies. And when it does come to the family and lifestyle niche, and what makes it so profitable if you decide to become a content creator is the variety of sponsorships and brand deals you'll be able to do, and it's a great way to make money. In fact, we actually covered multiple times on this YouTube channel the specifics of how to get brand deals and even how to price and charge for your brand deals. I'll link to those videos in the description down below. We've also done an entire playlist on this topic. And if you are going to be a content creator and have an audience, you might want to go and look at print on demand and merchandise that your audience wants to buy in order to support you, which leads to today's sponsor, Spreadshop. That's right, the sponsor of today's video. If you sign up today for Spreadshop, it's going to cost you exactly $0 to get started. And you can make all kinds of great merchandise that your audience is going to love. They let you design your own custom shop. And if you get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, then what that means is that you get to have your merchandise integrated into your YouTube videos via the YouTube merch shelf, making it much easier for your audience to buy. But you don't need a certain amount of subscribers, and you don't need to be monetized on YouTube to start making money by selling cool t-shirts, hats, and other print-on-demand products that your audience is going to absolutely love. You can sign up today for Spreadshop with my link in the description down below. And like I said, it's completely free to sign up and get started. And the best part is when you're making money from this, it's not going to come out of pocket. And if people buy, then you're going to purely make profit, and you can set your own prices. So you can make as much profit margin as you want, and you're not going to have to pay upfront or any of the shipping or those fees. It's all going to come out of how you priced your products to make as much money as you want to for each sale. So you can go ahead and sign up today. Link is in the description below. Thank you to Spreadshop for sponsoring today's video. Speaking of profits, we have another profitable niche that you could go into, and that is social media marketing and management. If you happen to be someone who knows how to code, you could even make a software as a service that you could sell to people to help them with their social media accounts and with optimizing those. And this could be extremely lucrative because software as a service means you're making recurring revenue. Having people sign up for a software as a service subscription that you get billed for monthly is a fantastic opportunity if you have the skills to pull it off and make a quality product. And that's just one opportunity for you to build a product around this. There are other things you could do. Most people are going to make money by building a business that operates as a service-based business and has clients on retainer that pay a fixed monthly amount, or they pay for individual services a la carte. So that's probably one of the most practical ways to go into social media marketing and management. And that's why this would be a very profitable niche, because this is not something that broke people buy. This is for people who already have a brand, a business, a product, a service that they want to make money off of. And so they're not really having a bunch of broke customers either. So you can see that this is a profitable niche because it's dealing with a high-end clientele that has disposable income. The fourth profitable niche that we're going to talk about is news and current events in terms of podcasting. This is a profitable niche, even though you might be skeptical about this because of supply and demand and also the low barrier to entry. And I'm not saying that you could just go out and call yourself a journalist or become one, but there is a market for reaction-based content and for commentary. There absolutely is. And you can go ahead and you could do news and commentary, whether it's global events like Philip DeFranco does, or you could go much more niche like many people on YouTube do and become part of a commentator community of people who talk about news in a certain industry or a certain subculture of the internet. And so that is something that can be extremely lucrative. And one of the reasons it can be is because it allows you to create content around multiple platforms. So you'd have multiple opportunities to monetize, whether it's YouTube or Spotify video for podcasters. You might even be able to get your own sponsorship and ad inserts. You could even, again, sell products directly to your own audience once you've built that up. So the variety of ways to monetize, the fact that it's long form content, and the fact that the barrier to entry to do this would be significantly low. It's mostly a matter of time and talent to be able to do it, and just a little bit of tech, and maybe watching videos on my channel about how to make better content and how to grow an audience. Those things are what would allow you to go into this. And again, it could scale to be very profitable because this is something that there's not as much of it. It's not as saturated as you think with people that make quality content, consistent content. And ultimately, there is a need, a want, and a demand for alternative news, and also news that focuses on niche specific communities and subcultures. So this is a great opportunity for a lot of people. And the reason that I feel it's different than just saying, oh, go into the creator economy niche, is because this is a very, very specific thing. And the way in which you monetize it, I think, is going to be what scales, because you don't have to make what I would call sensational content or spectacle content that requires a high amount of investment. The cost and investment around this is usually one-time purchases of tech and equipment and resources. So the overhead is low. The margins are potentially extremely high. The real issue is just having the talent and ability to cultivate and build an audience and being able to make successful content on a consistent basis, because the type of content we're talking about here, you basically have to do it almost daily. You have to probably upload multiple times a week, maybe Monday through Friday at a minimum, and at least once a day, Monday through Friday. That's a lot of content. But when it comes to news and things like that, daily or even sometimes multiple times a day is what gets traction, what scales, and what spreads word of mouth the most. But when it does pick up, it means that you have so much room for ad placement, sponsorship, merch plugs, and all of these other opportunities. And that's why this is one of the most profitable niches that you could go into. Number 5 out of our list of profitable niches is online education. And I can speak to this one personally. Online education is a growing market, and it's always going to be. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. Now, a lot of people go, you're going to try and sell me an online course now and everything like that. First of all, just because someone decides that they are trying to sell you something doesn't mean you're obligated to buy it. So you could kind of get over that one. Sorry, truth hurts. But here's the other thing. There is a demand for this, and demand is growing for it year after year after year. And there's a lot of ways to do it that you could be comfortable with if you don't want to create a $500 course or what have you. There's a lot of ways to do it. Number one, no one says you have to make a course. It's just practical and scalable, because selling a digital product one time to multiple people, making a $200, $300, or $500 course, and then having a buying audience of 1,000 people that want to buy into it is extraordinarily profitable, and that gets you to multiple six figures. However, there's a not scalable way to do it, which is the way I've been doing it for years, which is you could do one-on-one coaching, and you get to decide how much an hour or 90 minutes of your time is worth. You get to decide how much you want to charge for a virtual or in-person workshop. You get to decide what your speaker fees are to go to events, travel, and speak on stages, and have them cover travel and expenses and all of those things. You get to price yourself at what you feel your time, your experience, and your results are worth. Like I said earlier though, that part is very lucrative, or it can be, but it's not very efficient, and it doesn't scale as well as selling digital products in the form of usually online courses. Now, if that's something that, again, you're not comfortable to do, you can still benefit from online courses by using things like Skillshare, where people are not paying a $500 upfront fee for one course from one person. They're basically going into a subscription model, which you could argue Skillshare is like the Netflix of education. If Netflix is entertainment, then Skillshare is the same business model, but for education. And so I believe at the moment it's like $12 a month or something like that. So it is comparable to a Netflix subscription, but they get access to all of the online courses that people have made available. What makes this very profitable is that Skillshare pays based on the time someone watches your Skillshare premium course, instead of paying you per views like YouTube does. If you do YouTube content, you did free educational content, YouTube will pay you basically 1 penny per view if you're doing education-based content, even in a profitable niche. But on Skillshare, you stand to make about 3 to 8 cents per minute watched. That's exponentially more profitable than YouTube. The difference is, okay, so why is everyone on YouTube instead of Skillshare, is the fact that there's a paywall before that happens for people. And so obviously there are more people that are on YouTube than there are that are paying members of Skillshare. And so the variety of ways that you stand to make money if you go into online education is very lucrative, and you have a lot of things that you could do that you would be comfortable with, instead of just having to do it one specific way. You can also do memberships. That's something that I do in terms of group coaching. And you could set something up that's $29 a month if you think that's valuable. A lot of fitness instructors, they have programs that are $29 a month or $59 a month or $99 a month. There are people in education that exist outside of the fitness niche that do the same thing. I do this with my own group coaching. And so if you get 100 people, they're paying $99 a month or $1,000 a year for the membership. Well, congratulations. Your group coaching program already is making six figures, making about $100,000 a year at that point with 100 people. If you have 1,000 people that buy a digital product, let's say it's a $200 course. Well, congratulations, 1,000 people bought a $200 product, so you made $200,000 there. So it's very practical to make multiple six figures by going into the online education niche. You can do it however you want. You can choose different business models for it, but it's an extremely profitable niche to be in, provided you can back up the things that you're teaching and saying and demonstrate how you create real value. The best part is you could teach things online for YouTube and have that as a gateway and a funnel for whoever wants to pay for your time, your expertise, or your products. And so that is something that would scale you, prove your reputation, create upfront value. You still would make money off of the ad revenue or even potential sponsorships and affiliate revenue. And yet at the same time, people essentially get to try before they buy with you. Last but not least, one of our most profitable niches is going to be branding and design services. And this is the background that I come from as a graphic designer and someone who worked in advertising and marketing. This was one of my primary skill sets starting out as an adult. And so ultimately, with all the people who want to do online businesses or even start brick and mortar businesses today, people want to build personal brands, people want to be content creators. You know what they all need? They all need people to help them with their graphic design and branding. And most people suck at it. If you've seen some of the thumbnails put out on YouTube, if you've seen some of these god-awful YouTube thumbnails, you know that branding and design is definitely something that's going to be in demand for a very long time. And it can be extremely lucrative. You don't have to be a starving artist if you do it properly. There are so many opportunities to make money in this niche and be profitable. One of the things that would scale is obviously digital templates. One of the best things you could do is, if you had a background in Adobe After Effects and motion graphics and animation, is sell motion graphics templates with Adobe Premiere. You could be selling people Mogart files, or you could be selling After Effects files, any number of things. With regard to things like branding, banners, thumbnails, digital ads, you could be selling Photoshop templates and files, and you could be making money that way. From a service standpoint, you could be designing people's thumbnails, designing people's books, ebooks. I have a book coming out later this year. I have a background in design. What I don't have is an abundance of time these days. So I outsourced it, and I have somebody else doing that for me. And they're getting paid very well. So there's a ton of opportunities for anyone who has a background in graphic design and branding to either have recurring clients that you are making money from every single month. You could set up templates and sell those individually. You could sell a subscription membership to access your entire library of templates. There are so many ways to make money in the design and branding niche, whether you have customers or clients, whether you're selling products or services, or a productized service or a membership, is a tremendous opportunity. And it's actually reliable in terms of high paying potential clients. If you enjoyed this video on profitable niches, you might want to watch my other video on the profitable niches for YouTube content. I'm going to link that in the description down below. Also, check out my playlist when it comes to making money online. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.